Hello and welcome to Bride's Book and Film. Today we're going to go all the way back to the 1970s. The 1970s were not all orange wallpaper, green curtains and brown sofas. We had good comedy in the 70s. We're going to talk about Porridge, The Desperate Hours. Now, The Desperate Hours is a Christmas special of the TV series Porridge, called Porridge because it follows Norman Stanley Fletcher in prison doing porridge, a British term for doing time in prison. Now, the Christmas special, The Desperate Hours, it's the second Christmas special as well, directed by Sidney Lotterby, and it aired on the 24th of December 1976, all the way back when. You've got Fletch, he's the main man in the Porridge series, played by Ronnie Barker. Lenny Godber is played by Richard Beckinsale, who died tragically young. Great actor, he had the look, He was in other TV comedies as well in ye olden times. Mr. Mackay, he's the senior officer on the wing that Fletch and Godber live in. Mr. Barraclough is played by Brian Wilde. He's been around. He was in Last of the Summer Wine, amongst other things. You've got Bunny Warren, who's played by Sam Kelly, another British actor who got around, Jock McLaren, played by Tony Asoba. Tulip, who's played by Michael Redfern. We've got a different governor in this outing. In the movie, there's Governor Treadaway, but in this film, we've got a governor called Governor Venables, played by Michael Barrington. And Mrs. Jameson, the governor's secretary, is played by Jane Wenham. And we have Reg Irwin, with a U, played by Dudley Sutton. Anybody that's watched British telly over the last 200 million years will know who Dudley Sutton is. If you're not sure who he is and you've seen The Football Factory, he plays the granddad, the fella's dad. The fella's granddad. I can't remember the character's name now. But anyway, he's in The Football Factory. So Fletch, Godber, Mr. Mackay, Mr. Barraclough, Bunny Warren, Jock McLaren, Tulip. So what we've got is we start off with furtive nods and gestures around the wing to set up a meet between the prisoners. They're all watching from different vantage points, and it's Jock McLaren, nods, and Bunny Warren, yeah. Then someone else, yeah. And then Fletch. So then the plan stops, and they meet in the gents' toilets in the prison to discuss punting out Godber and Fletch's illicit homemade booze around the prison in time for Christmas. And Tulip, Jock and Bunny are the representatives of their particular wings, so Godber and Fletch can punt this out. So the deal is sort of made, on the way back to the cell. The cell is being searched by Mr. Barraclough and another prison officer, looking for contraband, because it's Christmas, it's contraband, smuggling, the usual things that you're going to get in a prison, enterprising criminals, And so they get rumbled by Mr. Mackay, the senior prison officer, and they get rumbled, and they get taken to the Governor Venables, for discipline. They've got to be disciplined. They've got to be sanctioned. What are we going to do about the illicit home booze? And what will we do to punish Godber, and Fletcher. So anyway, while they're waiting to see the governor, who at this particular moment has an upset stomach, he's been tasting all the contraband, the food that's been sent in. Mr. Barraclough has already been reported as being stoned from testing the Christmas puddings that have been sent in for the prisoners. Governor Venables has got himself an upset stomach, so he's in and out to the hopper every few minutes. There's been now Reg Irwin with a U. He's a trustee, so he's proved that he's reliable. He's proved that he's as honest as he can be. A trustee. He's trusted to do certain jobs within the prison to earn his remission, to get out a bit earlier, etc. So he's been swapped over with a different prisoner who poisoned his wife. The governor didn't want a wife murderer serving him his morning coffee, so he got replaced with Irwin with a U, played by Dudley Sutton. And unbeknownst to everybody, especially Mr. Mackay, who made the switch from the previous trustee to Irwin with a U, is Irwin with a U plans to escape, and he's going to hold the governor at gunpoint, and he's going to demand £10,000 in used notes and a helicopter from the local RAF base, because that's what the RAF do. You see, they send helicopters to help prisoners escape. So the plan is he bins off Mr. Mackay from the office. Mr. Barraclough is in there anyway, reporting to the governor to see him about something else. So Mr. Mackay gets binned off, and then Fletch, Godber, Mrs. Jameson, the secretary, Mr. Barraclough, Fletch, Godber, Mrs. Jameson are all held hostage by Irwin with a U while they get on the phone to the RAF. Meanwhile, there's a plot to tranquilize Irwin with a U with coffee. They send coffee in, and there's a tranquilizer in it, but Mr. Barraclough messes that up. Fletch ends up, flates out on the chair completely. He's out of the game for a while. They then discover that Irwin with a U has been denied, or has been suggested for psychiatric evaluation a few times, but has been denied, which is probably a really true story in any prison you choose to go to in any country. So anyway, Fletch ends up, because in Porridge, in the TV series, and in there's another film and this Christmas special, Fletch is pushed to the moon. He's pushed to the moon and back, always made to look a hero. So Fletch ends up talking Irwin with a U. He ends up talking him round, and there's plenty of laughs along the way. It's not all doom and gloom, people being held at gunpoint. There's plenty of comedy there, plenty of laughs. The laughs are distributed equally throughout the cast. We hear about Godber's reminiscences with his auntie Pauline, and there's plenty of laughs along the way. It's not all doom and gloom. It is really funny. I rewatched it because I've seen it plenty of times, but I rewatched it for filming this morning on the BBC iPlayer, which we all have to pay for, so we all might as well use it. I've just typed in Porridge Christmas special, and up it came, The Desperate Hours. So now what I'm going to do is I want to give this film, because it's only short, it's only about 45 minutes or so, I'm going to give it 3 hot coffee cups and some custard creams. Maybe it could have been longer, maybe, but what can you do with this? A limited plot, isn't it? So I'm going to give it 3 hot coffee cups and some custard creams, because it is good. It is worth watching. If you've got the BBC iPlayer, then give it a look. It's less than an hour, 40. I'm sure it's about 45 or maybe 46 minutes. So it's not very long. Fills in the time. Pace is lovely. Plenty of laughs along the way. And it's got a very satisfactory outcome at the end as well. So it's definitely worth a look. Yeah, 3 hot coffee cups and some custard creams. So do yourselves a favour. Give it a watch. If you've seen it, let me know. If you haven't seen it but want to see it, then feel free to comment. If you couldn't care less either way, then don't worry about it, because, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, just do what you want to do. But thank you very much for watching. And I'll catch you on the next one. See what film we're talking about then. Bye for now.